This is Joy Varghese from Uncovering Chemistry. Today in this unit 1, some basic concept chemistry, textbook page number 12, we are going to discuss topic 1.4.2, significant figures and rules for counting significant figures that we are going to discuss. But before, what is significant figure? Right? That we will go through it. That is, now suppose significant figure we can write, suppose if a definition is asked, that is significant figure is, or figures I will take, are meaningful digits which are known with certainty, also you can say certainty, plus one which is estimated, is you can write here, is estimated or uncertain. Now what is the meaning of that? That is, suppose example, if you take, if I write 11.2 ml, right? So in this case you can see 11 is a certain number, and 2 is uncertain, right? Now this uncertainty, what we say? Uncertainty is valid or can be understood up to plus or minus 1, what we say. Understood? Now how to identify which of the numbers are significant or non-significant, for that rules are there, and we will discuss that rules first, and then I will give you some example based on that rules. Okay, next part. You can see here rules for counting significant figures. Clear? So in that, one simple rule, in your textbook also it is given, but these are the simple way to represent it. First one, all non-zero digit are significant. What is the meaning of that? We'll explain it through an example. Suppose a number is there, 285, right? So here, how many significant figure when we say significant figure? All non-zero are there. So significant figure is 3. Now suppose if I write it as 0.25, right? So non-zero are only these two and 5. So significant figure in this is 2. Understood? Now the next part. Now rule number 2. The 0 at the beginning of a number, are non-significant. Right? Now what is the meaning of that? We will understand through an example. Now suppose if I write an example 0.03, right? So this number are non-significant, right? Well, this 3 is significant. So if anyone asks you how many significant figure is there in this, significant figure in this is 1, what we say, right? But if I write like this, suppose another example 0.0052, so how many significant figure? The one which are non-zero, that only we are counting. So here it will be 2. Understood? Rule number 2. Now the third one. Now rule number 3. The 0 appearing in middle of a number is significant. Now what is the meaning of this? We will understand through an example. Now suppose if I write 2.005. So this 0, that is a 0 and these are non-zero. So when we count, when it is in between, these zeros are in between non-zero numbers, we can write how much is the significant figure in this. Significant figure in this will be equal to 1, 2, 3 and 4, means these are also been included. So significant figure is 4 in this case. Understood now? Now the rule number, next rule, that is rule number 4. All zeros placed at the end or through right of a number are significant, provided they are on the right side of the decimal point. Right? Now what is the meaning of that? Now suppose if I write here, we'll take an example, just a minute. Example, if I write 100, the significant figure, only 1 it is, because these zeros are not counted on the right side. But if I write 100 point decimal, if I put, then the number of significant figures are 3. Understood? So this is the case what I am talking about. Now suppose if a number is 0.200, then how many significant figures are there? Total 3 significant figure, because after decimal you have to count this, what we say, when it comes. Understood what I am talking about? But if there is no decimal, there is only 1 significant figure. Understood? So instead if I write here 100, 200, then it will be only 1 significant figure, what I say. Understood? So this is the rule what I am talking about. This you can go in your textbook also. You will understand it well. Now the next part. Now suppose 100 can be represented as 1 into 10 raised to 2. Right? So when I write the significant figure, in this will be 1 only. But if I write this same 100 as 1.0 into 10 raised to 2, then the significant figure will be this and this, both I have to include decimal later. Before decimal and after decimal, so it will be 2. Now suppose if I write 1.00 into 10 raised to 3, then the significant figure will be here 3, what we say. Understood? So this is the thing what you have to remember. It is little bit tricky but easy. Few more examples I will show so that this whole part will be clear to you. Few more examples. These all examples you have to write it in your fair book also. Okay? One minute. Now, if you see the example, now if I write 0.0300 like this, right? So here, before this 0 has no meaning, this also no, but here if you see the significant figure will be 3, that is 1, 2 and 3, right? Now suppose if I write 12.345 like this, so how many significant figure? Total 5 are there. Now suppose if I write another one, that is 25.000, so how much is the significant figure in this case? So after decimal, this also you have to count, but if there is no decimal, then it will be only 2 non-zero number, but as decimal is included, the significant figure will be 5 in this case. Understood? Same way if I write 0.0000, how many zeros you want to add, and then 5 if I write, how many significant figure is there? So this only non-zero, that is 1. Understood? So this is the rule what you have to remember, and these are all the examples to explain this rule. Understood? Now the next part. Now we are going to discuss about precisions and accuracy. What is the difference between these two? So precision refers to the closeness. This is very important. Closeness of various measurement for the same quantity. However, accuracy is the agreement of particular value to the true value of the result. Understood? Now what is the meaning of that? That we can understand through an example what is given in your textbook. You can see here. Understood? That is, you can see here. If the true value for the result, means the actual value after doing an experiment is, or performing an experiment is 2 gram is the exact value. Okay. and the student A takes two measurements. Now which are the two measurements? That is 1.95 and 1.93, right? Now if you see, it is not nearer to 2, but you can see there is a closeness between these two results, that is first reading and second reading what has been taken. Actually the result must be 2.0 or nearer, what we say, right? So 1.9 and 1.93. So if you see in the data what is given, so this is, we can say it is precise. What is it? Precise means student A has got a precise, that is these values are precise as they are close to each other. Understood? So closeness was the word what we have underlined here. So this data is what I call it as precise, what we say. So student A is a precise as they are close to each other, we can say, but not accurate. Student A is precise. Student A, we can write here if you want. Student A, precise but not accurate, right? Now we will take another student B, repeats the experiment and obtain 1.94 and 2.05, right, as a result for the two measurement. This observation, if you see, these both are not nearer, so they are not close to each other. Second thing, this one is far away from 2.0 and this is more than 2.0, what we say, right? So this is neither precise nor accurate, means student B is neither precise nor accurate, right? Now when we talk about student C, in this case, repeat this measurement, it get 2.01 and 1.99. Now these are close to each other, so we can say they are precise, what we say, and also nearer to 2.0 value, what we say. So so student C, what we say, C is precise also and accurate also. Understood this part? So this is precision and accuracy. Means precision means closeness and accuracy means the nearest value to the true value, what we call is accuracy. Understood? So this was all about precision and accuracy. Now the next part. Okay. So now in this video we have discussed our significant figure, rules for counting significant figure, and precision and accuracy. These are all things we have discussed in this video. Okay. Now the next part is rounding of the numbers. Now rounding of numbers you must have studied in lower classes, okay? But certain things are there which are given in your textbook, which we will go through it. Okay, the next part, see. Now this part is given in your textbook page 13, what I am talking about. Now in this you have to keep it in mind the following points for rounding of the number. Now what is the meaning of that? If the rightmost digit to be removed is more than 5. So this one, there are two conditions what you have to remember. Condition 1, if the number is equal to 5 or greater than 5, right? Then what you have to do, and if the number is less than 5, okay, then what are the rules? So here it is given that if the number removed is more than means greater than 5, the preceding number is increased by 1. For example, 1.386. If we have to remove 6 means this, you have to round off till here, means 8 is the rounding of number, what we say. So here, remove 6, we have to round it off to 1.39. That's what is the meaning of that. I will explain it through an example. See, now suppose that what we are talking about, right? What is the meaning of that? See, 1.386 is a number. Example, suppose if we take example 1.386. Now this number I have to remove. Now this number, that is number 6, is greater than 5. Now if greater than 5, then what you have to do? You have to add 1 to the preceding number. This is the preceding number of 6. So it will be 1.39. So this is your rounding off, what we said, right? Means till which digit or whichever digit you have to remove, you have to see these two conditions. One, greater than 5, or if it is equal to 5, and second condition, less than 5. If greater than 5 or equal to 5, add 1 to the preceding number, preceding digit, okay, or number, you have to add 1 to it. Okay, so this is the part what they have explained here. Now suppose if second one rule what is given, that we will see and then we will discuss. Now suppose in this case, if the rightmost digit to be removed is less than 5, this is the condition what is given, is less than 5, the preceding number is not changed. This is very important. Preceding number is not changed. For example, 4.344. So now suppose if you say here, this you can write it as an example. Suppose what is given, second example, 4.344, right? I will just use a dark 4.344 what we are talking about, right? So this is the number. Now this number 4 is less than 5 what we say. So at that time what to do? Nothing to add or remove. Your number will be here nothing, but this will be 0 instead of this. So it will be 4.3 and this one, right? What is written here? The preceding number is not to be changed. For example, 4.34. If 4 is to be removed, then the resulting is rounded up to 4.33. What they have rounded up to? 4.33. Understood? If this number has to be removed, sorry, not this I am talking about, this number has to be removed, then what is the word given? 4.33 means instead of this they have written 3 what we say. Understood this part? So next. Now you can see the next example is given. If the rightmost digit to be removed is 5, then the preceding number is not changed. Remember this thing. Rightmost digit is to be removed is 5. 5 means equal to 5. Is the preceding number is not changed. But if it is an even number, so there are two conditions. Means if it is what we are seeing two conditions. If it is equal to 5, there are two conditions. You have to see the even number and the odd number. Understood? Now what is this even odd? I will explain it through an example. Right? Now what is written here? See, if it is an even number, but means not change if even number, preceding number is even, then no change will be there. But it is increased by 1 if it is a odd number. Odd means which one? Preceding number. For example, they have given here 6.25 to be rounded off by removing what? 5. Clear? So here we have to increase 3 to 4. Now what is the meaning of that? See, when I write this example, suppose example it is written in your book as 6.35, right? Now if I want to, this is equal to 5, and if I want to round off, now here this is the preceding number. Clear? And that preceding number is what? 3. And 3 is which number? Odd number. If this is an odd number, you have to add 1 to it. Means what you will do? 6 point, this one is there, no? Means here you will add 1 and this nothing. Instead of this there will be 0 only. So it will be, actual number will be what? 6.4 what we say. Understood? So this is the part here what is given. See, 3 to 4 given 6.4 as the result. Now however, if the number is 6.25, means now suppose second example it is given 6.25 and this is the number you have to remove. So what is this? Now here 2 is the preceding number. 2 is preceding number, and this preceding number 2 is a even number. If even number, no change will be there. That what we have seen. Understood? So what to do? Directly you will write 6.2. That's all. Understood? Nothing to mention this. Here 0 will be there. Nothing is there. 0 what we say. Understood this part? So if it is preceding number, if it is equal to 5, two conditions. If preceding number is even then no change. If it is even, no change. Clear? And if it is odd, add 1 to that preceding number. Is it clear? So these are the rules what you have to remember for rounding off. Understood? So this is the case what we have discussed. So next time we will be discussing about dimensional analysis. Very nice method to change the unit into higher or lower unit. That we will discuss next time. Okay? So till then we will stop here. Next video we will be discussing about dimensional analysis. Okay? Thank you.